What if I told you that Caitlin Clark, the most talked about rookie in WNBA history, is only scratching the surface? Coach Stephanie White isn't just coaching Clark. She's completely rewiring her. From ambidexterity to off-ball movement, from predictability to power. This is Caitlin Clark like you've never seen before. So, what does that transformation really look like? And why is White comparing Clark's evolution to legends like Diana Taurasi and Maya Moore? Let's dive in. Coach White made one thing clear on the Good Follow podcast. Caitlin Clark isn't being coached, she's being rebuilt. So how do you make the most watched player in women's basketball even more dangerous? By removing the predictability, by turning her into a player who's equally lethal on or off the ball, equally comfortable going right or left, and strong enough to take contact and keep moving. This isn't just about refining. It's about re-engineering her game from the ground up. One of the biggest shifts? Clark is learning to go left, like really go left. This ambidextrous upgrade forces defenders to guess, and when defenders guess against Caitlin Clark, they lose. But that's not all. White wants Clark to dominate without the ball. You've seen her handle the rock like a magician, but imagine her running off screens like Kelsey Plum, slicing through the defense, relocating, and punishing slow rotations. That means Clark can now hit you before you even know where she is. If you think Clark's conditioning is already elite, Coach White is pushing her further. We're talking full-court stamina, like Maya Moore in her prime. We're talking strength through contact, like Diana Taurasi at her nastiest. White knows Clark's legs are her lifeline. Not just for deep threes, but for playing both ends, all game long. Here's what separates Clark from other phenoms. She wants this. She's not just adding moves, she's adding layers. This is a rookie who knows she's being hunted every night and embraces it. And with a coach like Stephanie White guiding her, we might be watching the rise of not just a WNBA superstar, but a generational icon. So now we ask, what happens when the most watched rookie becomes the most unpredictable threat in the league? If Stephanie White gets her way, Caitlin Clark won't just be great, she'll be inevitable. Caitlin Clark isn't taking a single moment for granted this offseason. With the WNBA season just around the corner, she's deep in grind mode. Laser-focused on getting stronger, sharper, and more versatile under the guidance of Indiana Fever's new head coach, Stephanie White. This isn't just about maintaining her elite status, it's about leveling up. With the season opener against Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky looming on May 17th, Clark's been pushing her limits every day to make sure she's more than ready. Her off-season training schedule is no joke. We're talking 300 shots per session, 100 from deep, 100 mid-range, and 100 free throws. And she's not just out there getting shots up. She's executing each rep at game speed like it's the fourth quarter of a playoff game. In a recent workout, she drained 233 of those 300 shots, including 63 threes. Yeah, 63. Add in daily cardio, intense ball handling drills, and a revamped strength program. And you've got a player who's not just staying ready, she's getting better. Since 2022, Clark's reportedly added 8 pounds of muscle, and it shows. Coach White has taken notice. She's not only applauding Clark's added strength, but also expanding her role, especially on the defensive end. The idea? Reduce her in-game fatigue and get more efficient play over 4 quarters. It's all part of a broader strategy to unlock more from Clark without burning her out. With White's experience and vision steering the ship, the Fever are looking far more dangerous this year. And it's not just about Clark. Indiana made some savvy moves in the offseason, picking up proven vets like DeWanna Bonner and Natasha Howard. Players who bring championship experience and leadership to a young, hungry roster. That kind of depth could be a game changer in tight matchups and long playoff pushes. It's clear the Fever aren't just building around Caitlin, they're going all in on winning now. All eyes are on that May 17th opener. Not just because it's the start of the season, but because it reignites one of the most electric rivalries in women's hoops, Clark versus Reese. These two have history, and with both now in the W, it's about to hit another level. Their matchup promises fireworks, and Clark is doing everything in her power to make sure she's the one setting them off. From the weight room to the practice court, from new plays to new teammates, Caitlin Clark is preparing for more than just a season. She's preparing for a statement year. And if her off-season work is any indication, that statement might be written in bold. But don't worry, Angel Reese is prepared too. Hours before the glitz of the WNBA draft would light up screens and social feeds, Angel Reese was in a gym, sweat dripping, shots flying, silence surrounding her like armor. The world was buzzing about fresh rookies and flashy picks, but Reese was locked in, working in the shadows. The Chicago Sky forward has never been one to wait for the lights to find her. She makes her own stage, and even as the league welcomed its newest wave of talent, Reese's off-season grind was sending a message. She's not just coming back, she's coming back better. On Monday afternoon, just hours before the 2025 WNBA draft, Reese posted a pair of videos to her Instagram stories that told the story better than any press release could. The first showed her catching a pass on the wing, rising with rhythm, and splashing a three with the kind of confidence that made you forget it was once the weakest part of her game. The second clip? A smooth free throw, no hesitation, no brace on her hand, just follow through and focus. No quotes, no captions, just shots and sweat. And sometimes, that's all the story needs. This offseason hasn't been about hype for Reese, it's been about healing. The LSU legend and WNBA All-Star spent the early months of 2025 recovering from a hand injury suffered during the inaugural unrivaled season. For weeks, she was spotted wearing a protective brace, an uncharacteristic look for one of the game's most physically imposing forwards. But now, the brace is off, the form looks fluid, and the fire? Still very much there. While the media swirled around top draft prospects, Reese remained laser-focused on her return to the court. No flashy headlines, no campaign, just intentional, invisible work, the kind that only shows up once the games begin. But don't get it twisted, Reese still had one eye on draft night. After all, it's a family affair now. Once her workout was done, she took to social media to shout out some of the newest members of the W, starting with Anissa Morrow, her former LSU teammate, who went 7th overall to the Connecticut Sun. Proud would be an understatement. Then came a trio of warm welcomes for her new Chicago Sky teammates, Ajsa Sivka, Maddie Westbeld, and most notably, Hailey Van Lith. The selection of Van Lith at number 11 wasn't just a good pick, it was personal. "We ain't do it right the first time, so let's run it back," Reese posted, nodding to their brief roller coaster stint together at LSU. "Welcome to Chicago." It was part hype, part redemption arc. Reese and Van Lith have unfinished business, and now they'll get to chase it down in the pros, this time with no college system in the way and everything to prove. The truth is, Angel Reese's name hasn't trended much this offseason, and that's probably by design. She's traded the headlines for the hardwood, the spotlight for solitude. But that doesn't mean fans have stopped watching. In fact, her quiet training clips have been turning heads across social media. Not because of the flash, but because of the fundamentals. A three-point jumper that used to feel like an experiment? Now it's smooth. A free throw routine once interrupted by nerves or noise? Now it's steady and clean. She's not just getting healthy, she's getting dangerous. There's a kind of tension that builds around a player like Angel Reese. She's not just playing for numbers or a stat sheet. She's building a legacy, moment by moment, gym by gym. Her voice is bold, her presence is loud, but her game? It's getting quieter in all the right ways. Fewer wasted moves, more purpose, less noise, more nuance. And soon, we'll all get to see how that off-season work cashes in. The 2025 WNBA season tips off on May 16th, and Reese won't just be back, she'll be different. Reinforced, refined, recharged. So while rookies take their first steps into the league, Angel Reese is stepping right back into her spotlight. Only this time, she's got something to prove. And something tells us she wouldn't want it